like this. So say for example, we have a transaction on, let us say, 1st January, where capital is introduced. Cash brought in as capital, rupees 1 lakh. So what would be our entries then? The date of the transaction, say 1st January, we enter that here. Then what was the entry when cash is brought in by the proprietor? We have already done the rules of journalizing. We said cash comes in, so we debit cash. We credit capital because debit the receiver, credit the giver. Since the giver is the proprietor, the owner who is giving us the money, cash account debit to capital account. This was the entry. So we filled in the date here. Then we write cash account, and by convention we write debit here to, we leave some space and write to capital account. To capital, this capital account is credited, cash account is debited. Therefore, cash account is debited by 1 lakh entered in the debit column. Capital is credited by 1 lakh. Now we write a brief note depending on the details given. Here we do not have much details. We may just write that cash brought in by proprietor. Cash brought in by proprietor, by owner. Whatever, and just complete. This is one transaction. Similarly, if we have a next transaction, suppose we buy goods on credit. Let us say that happens on 2nd. You buy goods on credit. So then what do? Say purchases account. When you buy goods, we don't have a goods account. We call it purchases account. It's an expense account, nominal account, purchase account debit to, let's say, XYZ. So in that case, again, entry is purchases account is debit to XYZ. We write a small narration. Let us say the amount is 20,000 under the debit column against purchases and credit 20,000 here. So usually as we go page wise, we may total this to carry it forward, 1,20,000. This total is carried forward to the, or total carried forward, balance carried forward, and it may be carried forward to the next folio to do the totaling. Obviously, as is seen, the debits will always equal the credits. We are following dual aspect, the same logic. One side is debited, one side is credited. So at any point in time, the debits should be equal to the credits. So the rules of journalizing is what is important, and this is how the format of the journal is. Now see this particular cash account where it's been debited. What is this ledger folio? This cash account will be prepared in a ledger, that is another book, and we put the reference of that page number here in under this column ledger when we transfer this particular, when we post this particular amount to the ledger. So once we know the rules of journalizing, using those rules, we prepare the journal like this. First time business transaction is recorded in the journal.